Hello and welcome to Late Night with Monica Price. We've got an amazing array of guests for you this evening, but my very first guest is a lovely man called Andrew Farr. Now, Andrew Farr is a storyteller and an impersonator and performs this amazing, incredible show called An Audience with Edith Piaf. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Monica.
Lovely to see you. We've had a little Zoom interview before.
We have this time last
year. But
year,
it's lovely to see you here in the studio. And in fact, Andrew, recently you had a publicist, Barry Tomes, a very well-known publicist, called you an impersonator that makes it real.
Well, that's very flattering and very kind. Thank you very much, Barry.
You know, I've seen your show, Andrew, and it is really quite incredible. And for those of you who don't even know who Edith Piaf is, tell us a little bit about her story.
Well, Edith Piaf was born in 1915 in Paris into abject poverty. Was the daughter of an abandoning mother and a contortionist father. Had a rather itinerant life as a circus performer. Grew up in a brothel. She was raised in a brothel from age 2 to 7.
I didn't know that until I saw the thing, so.
And then she toured the streets. Well, she went touring on the circus with her father, returned to Paris as a solo singer on the streets of Paris, and was discovered singing on the streets of Paris.
And how old was she then?
She was 19 when she got her first professional recording contract.
But I mean, let's just step back into her childhood a little bit. You know, it was really, I mean, that's in a brothel at what age?
In a brothel from the age of 2.
Wow.
Yeah, brought up in a brothel and yeah, was blind at the age of 6, then recovered her sight. Yeah, she had it very, very, very
She
tough.
did, didn't she? And her parents, they were obviously...
Her mother was a street singer as well, and she was often absent. She used to go out on one tour. When Edith was 2 years old, she went to Turkey for 4 years in a singing engagement there. Her father was called at fight in the Great War. So she was left in the care of her grandparents, but neither was particularly good. Her maternal grandmother, Aisha, was the manager of a travelling flea circus, and she would feed Edith with a mixture of red wine and milk.
No.
Really, from a very early age. And that's when her father came back from the war on a rare visit and decided she'd be better off with his mother, who had an 8-bedroomed house in the country, but that was the brothel.
That's just, it's remarkable even to hear you speak it. And then, if you, as I say, if you didn't even know Edith, I was drawn in by your storytelling. And again, you tell the story as her, don't you? You
Indeed,
become
yeah.
her.
I try my very best. I've known Edith Piaf since I was about 7 years old when I first heard her. She was a selection by Joan Collins on Desert Island Discs in 1971 when I was 7 years old. And I heard this voice, and it was like no voice I'd ever heard before. And I thought, who is this person? So I was attracted to her from that point onwards.
Yeah.
And yes, she had an extraordinary life from that abject poverty to become one of the highest paid entertainers in the world in late 1940s.
And I mean, and
early 50s.
how many records did she sell at the time?
Her first million-selling record was in 1939. I mean, that was a huge deal in 1939. That was L'Accordéoniste. And from then on, I mean, No Regrets and La Vie en Rose have since sold in excess of 70 million copies each.
And of course, La Vie en Rose was performed by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, wasn't it?
Indeed, it was.
In A Star Is Born.
And I often think of Piaf, if you're comparing her with modern-day icons, as a bit of a rule breaker, like Lady Gaga is, like Amy Winehouse was. She had that sort of edge to her. She would perform songs in a straitjacket, a song about an asylum, lying on the floor, frothing at the mouth. Her performances were more art and gripping, and she really got into the occupying the song and becoming the song.
She was almost way ahead of her time, wasn't she?
Oh, she was. She was.
And I saw that again in your story when you said, I thought, oh my gosh, this was like a revolutionary lady.
She was.
That was performing, not only a performer, but she, as you said, whole her heart and soul seemed to go into her performance.
She did. I mean, she wore just a simple black dress.
A black dress, always
a crucifix. And that was it. And the stage was very sparse. It was just central microphone and a voile behind her, and that was it. And she was too revolutionary for America when she got there, because she sang songs of tragedy, and Americans at that time didn't appreciate having that sort of grim reality in their lives. But Piaf's life was all about grim reality. There were a couple of good numbers in there and brighter numbers, but by and large, she was christened the High Priestess of Agony when she went to America.
Is that what, really? Was that what they called her?
Indeed.
And of course, No Regrets, huge song.
Huge song, which came to her very late in life. She died in 1963, and she didn't hear No Regrets for the first time until 1960.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, and when you, how did you suddenly think, I want to tell her story, and why did you think that? Did you think, oh, I woke up one day and
it is basically that. I was driving along the seafront here near Brighton, and I suddenly thought, what should I do with my life? I'd got to a sort of special birthday and thought, what am I going to do? And I thought, because I'd done this, I'd been an Edith Piaf tribute act in a restaurant in Paris when I was studying there, so in the early 80s.
What was that like?
That was great fun. A little boy from Stoke rocks up in Paris and decides to sing Edith Piaf to the French.
Wow.
That was quite challenging, but it was great
I was
fun.
going to say, yeah.
And they wouldn't pay me because they already paid the pianist. So instead of getting a wage, I sent an empty hat round at the end of the evening. And depending on
And did they receive you well?
Yeah, they really did. I'm judging by what went in the hat. Yes, it was okay.
Yeah.
And that also depended on how drunk they were at the end of the
Yes,
evening.
well, that's it. Yeah, like, oh, well,
But
of
it was
course.
great fun. And so I thought I'd go back, I'd revisit that. I'd been singing with a local chorus here, the Brighton Gay Men's Chorus, and that gave me confidence to be back on stage. And I thought, if I put all these bits together, and I'd seen the British jazz singer Tina May at a local theatre doing her interpretation of Life of Edith Piaf. And hers was a more traditional interpretation. She just sang the songs with a three-piece. Yeah. But in between, there were a couple of anecdotes about Piaf's life. And I thought, well, you could really, focus on the anecdotes and then put the songs in context and bring it to a wider audience. So
and have you always sung? Because you actually sound like her. For anyone who's not listened to you.
As soon as I heard her on Desert Island Discs from the age of 7, I learnt the whole Piaf repertoire, and it is quite an extensive one.
It is, yes.
I mean, I probably know about 40 of her songs, but Piaf's repertoire goes to 310 songs in total, so that's a lot. So I've only just started, but I have been singing them for a long time, and I've watched a lot of videos of her. And so I try to inhabit.
Yes, you do. I was just about to say, you do. It's like you come into her skin. Yeah. And because every movement you do, she used to stand sort of with her hands, didn't she? Just sort of on her hips.
It's a very strange stance.
Very strange stance. Always a masculine stance she had. You know.
And when she sings, she really bites into the words, and every fibre of her being, as you said earlier, is invested in the song. And having watched those films, that's what I try to grab hold of when I'm standing on the stage to bring. I just want people to think that they are seeing Edith Piaf
and they
in
do.
performance.
They do.
I hope I can pull off that illusion.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And you won a Critics' Choice Award, didn't you?
I did, yes, at the 2018 Fringe. It's the first thing I'd ever written, performed in, done, and it went to, I was absolutely delighted to win the Critics' Choice Award.
You know, and I mean, did that kind of propel you to do more? Is that how you wanted to do more?
Yeah, well, it did make me think, oh, this might have legs. Little legs and kitten heels and a wig and a crucifix, but it might have legs. And since then...
Did that surprise you? Were you surprised by a reaction
I don't know. Deep in my heart, I wanted it to go as well as it did, and it did. But I was still surprised because I booked the theatre in the May for 3 nights. I'd had nothing written, but this was in the January, so I had 5 months to write, conceive, and perform. So it was, it was daring.
It was a very brave move.
But I think it's paying off. I've been performing around the Southeast now. As and when permits, obviously, during the COVID pandemic. That's
well, of course, that wasn't been easy. No. And also, you know, because I think having Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga perform it in, you know, one of the songs in the film, I think that kind of escalated her profile. People kind of Googled who is Edith Piaf.
It keeps it relevant. She pops up on Specsavers adverts. She pops on. She's on a Peugeot advert at the moment, singing one of her songs there. She keeps popping up. She's even in one of the kids' Pixar films lately, an animated classic. And I was at a party singing Piaf recently, and a 9-year-old and a 15-year-old said, "Oh, we've seen that in a Pixar film." So Piaf lives on, which is really good.
Isn't that amazing?
It is, and that's what I want to do.
I was going to say that's exactly what you want to do. So what are you going to do? So what is the plan? Are you going to go back to France, for example?
No. At the moment, I'm got a mini tour going on at the moment. I'm in Deal on the 9th of October at the Astor Theatre, and then on the 16th of October this year, I'm at back to the Pier again. Wonderful. But presenting a different show to last year's.
Excellent. Well, we're going to be watching some of your performances. We've got some clips, so we're going to be showing those. But you know, it's where would you like to be in sort of a few years' time, Andrew, with this show?
Well, at the moment I've got 3 jobs. And Piaf is the smallest of those 3 jobs. I'd like Piaf to be the main job, really, if I possibly could. So to monetize it in a way, because it's great fun doing it at the moment, but in small venues with small ticket prices, you can't really make the money that you need to survive. So
it's difficult, isn't it?
It is. So to publicise it, and I've got one eye on possibly taking it on cruise ships or something like that, which is the demographic that I think it would appeal to.
Yeah, I think it would. I think you're absolutely right, because also you've got a younger audience and a more mature audience, haven't you?
Exactly.
So it's a wonderful way to kind of, if you like, show them or introduce them and revive her memory, really.
Exactly,
so,
and it is a life that lends itself to anybody of any age, really.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to
It's
speak
been
to you.
lovely
Thank you so much for joining me again.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having me
so
back.
much. Thank you. Okay, come back and join me after the break. Hello and welcome to Late Night with Monica Price. I'm delighted to have with me two very special people, world-renowned, in fact, musicians. Please welcome Jim Cregan and Sam Tanner. Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks, Monica.
Nice so lovely to see you both. And obviously you are Cregan and Co. Now there's a few more of you, but we've only got you two today, so it's a pleasure to have you both. Now, Jim, of course, you're a world-renowned musician. People will know you with your work with Rod Stewart. You co-wrote, co-produced, and you was musical director for nearly 2 decades. Over 40 platinum and gold awards with you, so you know it's just fantastic to have you on the show. And Sam, again, you know you're an accomplished pianist, you're a singer-songwriter, you front another band as well, so this is a busy pair I've got with me today.
Yeah, my list of stuff is not as extensive as Jim's, but nice try.
Oh, it's lovely to see you. So anyway, Cregan and Co. So first of all, Jim, how did this all come about?
Well, actually, it's all one of my friends, Gary Granger, who was the other guitar player with me in the Stewart band. It was his idea to begin with. He said, "Why don't we go out and play the songs that we wrote and some of the tunes we had something to do with, or records we made, and put a little band together." So we did, and the first people I worked with or auditioned, really, I suppose is the right word. Sam was I got all the band in one go. I got Sam Tanner, I got Pat Davey on bass, and I got Harry James on drums. And in the first 30 seconds of them playing, I knew they were great. I could tell, if you're as old as me, you can tell quite quickly whether anybody's any good or not. Almost as soon as they walk in the room, you go yes or no.
It's funny though, isn't it? You probably just had this intuition, you just know, don't you? Just an instinct thing. And was it the same with you, Sam, when you joined the band? Did you have that feeling as well?
Certainly. I knew that.
Don't lie, Jim, come on, tell me.
Why did he cough? He coughed.
How can I lie? Jim, I didn't know at all, but I knew about his extensive heritage and past and all the stuff that he'd done. And Pat Davey, I knew. I met Pat. I used to live in Bournemouth, and I met Pat in Bournemouth and a guy called Robert Hart, who was our singer at the time, the very first singer of Cregan and Co. And I met those guys back there, and I'd done various things, and some years went past, and when they learned that Jim was doing this, they put me forward for the audition, if you like, for the rehearsal. So when Jim talks about meeting everybody in the same room at the same time, that's exactly what happened. We all went in that same room, and that's the first time I met Jim, the first time I met Harry, and the first time I'd ever really played with Pat and Rob at the same time as well. And Gary Granger was there at the time as well.
Wow. I mean, I've seen you live, guys, and it's an incredible band, and you're really tight as a band, and you bounce off each other, which is really lovely to see, from an audience perspective. But is it, when you play together, is it just this natural? It appears it's just like this natural kind of flow, if you like, when you all get together and play. Is it like that, Jim, when you all play together?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things about having a band is if you've got the right guys, you never have to tell anybody what to do. You don't have to tell them what to play. You just love what they do when they sit at their instrument. I mean, Sam is probably one of the finest, if not the finest, piano player I've ever worked with in 50 years of playing. And I've played with a lot of wonderful musicians.
Very nice. Thank you.
But Sam is a natural. He's an absolute natural.
Yeah.
And I love what he does. So, and this goes for all the guys in the band, and Ben Mills as well, who's our singer. Everybody just knows what to do. It's quite interesting, the level of professionalism that we bring to the show without we never even mention it. It's as natural as breathing in and out.
Isn't that
So
lovely?
I love playing with these guys. I mean, it's been a great joy, and I hope it will continue for a long time.
Absolutely.
It really is a joy.
Yeah, ditto, Jim. Here.
How would you describe your music, Sam? What sort of,
Crap. Start with crap and work out from there.
Yeah, but if you can sift through the crap, there's some nice ones in there.
It's quite a few. There's just a few.
Jim's stuff's really nice, actually. That's got a bit of a history to it.
He's had a bit of experience, Sam. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's stood the test of time somewhat. Now, how would you describe it? Well, it's Jim had a very nice term for it, and it's called heritage rock, which is
I like that.
basically, yeah, I think so, and I think that
That's
best
really
describes
cool.
it. Because you can tell people about the genre, you can talk about it being. I mean, some of the songs are very pop. Obviously, there's lots of Rod Stewart stuff that we play as well, because that's Jim's background, Jim's heritage, and there's lots of family and Blossom Toes and all these people that Jim's played with. But that spans across all genres as well. So it's not necessarily all rock. It's not necessarily pop. So you couldn't describe it in a genre sense. But heritage rock is perfect because
love it.
Because we started with all the Jim stuff, all these past, and that's out, and that's what we play. And now the songs that we write and create new are based around that kind of genre. I think that's right, Jim, isn't it? That's about right.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah, I mean, our new album, which I'm going to plug now without even blushing.
Absolutely.
It's Spreading Rumours, and we've got some interesting moves in there. There's first of all of us sing a little bit. I mean, well, you don't sing a little bit, you sing great, but I can hold a tune, so I sing a couple of tunes, you sing 2 or 3, and Ben Mills does all the rest of it. But it's the idea that we come together to make the music that we feel is the music of our lives. It doesn't have to be any genre in particular. We've got that beautiful hymn written by Pat Davey. And then we've got some real hard rock in there as well. I don't feel the idea of limiting ourselves in any way is a good idea. I've no interest in that. I want us to be free to play whatever it is we feel like.
Back in the day when the Beatles, we talk about bands like the Beatles and the Beach Boys, and particularly the Beatles. Not that we're comparing ourselves to the Beatles, you understand, but they had all kinds of genres they were playing, and everybody sang, and one song would be completely different to the next, and it was fine. It was accepted. It wasn't like you needed to follow a particular direction. It was just, we like writing these songs, we like playing them the way we play them, and this is the person who's singing it. And Ben, our great singer, he's got such a distinctive voice.
Yeah.
There's certain songs that suit his voice, certain songs that suits Jim's. And a couple I've sung on there, and I don't think Harry sings, does he? He does.
No, thank goodness, no. We keep Harry out of the way. We've tried having Harry sing.
He does sing. I know he sings.
So your current single is Spreading Rumours. Now we're going to hear that in just a moment. So just tell us quickly about that before I introduce it. Spreading
Rumours. It's about a young girl or somebody that's a female, or it could be male, but in this instance it's a woman that has a bit of a reputation, or has a bit of there's a rumor that she has a bit of a reputation, and you're talking from your perspective that you know her, and you don't believe that reputation, you don't believe that's a true rumor. You know her, she's a nice person, she's a lovely person, and you're trying to. I think it's very hard to describe this song.
Yeah, no, well, I'm
you did a good job. You're doing a good job.
By being correct as well. Job. It's about somebody who's got an unfounded reputation, and you're trying to put that to bed. You're trying to say, no, that's not correct. She's a nice person. So it's a line.
The lyric goes, don't go spreading rumours. Don't go telling lies.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
Well, it sounds amazing, and guys, I'm so looking forward to hearing it, and we're going to hear it now. So thank you so much for joining me today. Come back and join me again when you're all ready to come back into the studio. It'd be so lovely to see you.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't know her, what she means to me, but like a blue light on a bad night, she set me free. It's not the stuff that she wants, 'cause you gotta look in. Good intentions, bad behavior, they ain't a sin.
back to Late Night with Monica Price. And my next guests are all the way from the US of A. Welcome, Jimbo and Jackie.
Oh, thank you, Monica.
Thank you so much, guys. Now, you've flown in from California, sunny
Yes.
California, bringing the sunshine with you.
Yes.
And you're here doing your show. You've done your own show, and you've got your own show back in the US. So tell us a little bit about that.
So excited to be a
Yeah.
part of this. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you
Love
were
to
on
have you.
you were in our studio before.
I know, it's just crazy. We've done swaps now.
We're doing pond hopping.
This is it,
Isn't that
pond
fun?
hopping, that's it. We're doing it like
Yeah.
that.
Well, we're excited to be here. This is our first time being in the UK, even
Fantastic.
as visitors.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the sights, the history, and being part of this. And our show back in California, we're on XBTV1, and we like to call it a Twisted Tonight Show. And what do we like to do on there, Jackie?
Yeah, what do you do,
Interview
Jackie?
Comedians, musicians, anyone interesting and that has a great story to tell.
Fantastic.
And a fun new feature we have is Hero of the Week that Jackie presents.
Wonderful.
Somebody nominates somebody.
That's right. And then I tell their story about why they were nominated and why they're such a wonderful addition to the community.
Wonderful.
It's just, we say, follow fun, follow us, no politics, all BS.
That's it.
That's what we do.
Now, you know one of my friends, Gino.
I know, Gino Michelini.
Gino Michelini.
Gino Michelini.
Now, I go bike riding with Gino Michelini in
Yeah.
California. Anytime I go to California, because he bike rides all along
Yes.
Redondo Beach.
Have
So
you ever
we
had
go
him on
there.
your show?
Yes.
Have
yes,
you?
yeah. And he's a fantastic radio presenter, which of course that's where you started your career.
Well, that's how I met
Yeah.
him, was through
Yeah.
radio, but
Yeah.
I used to sell Nintendo
Yeah.
games at the mall. I called myself Jim Tendo.
Yeah.
And the morning show guy at the time needed a goofball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he went to the mall and he recruited me, and I got to do radio for 25 years.
That's amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's
Rock
just
radio is a great
rock
time.
Radio, we love it. But now you're doing TV. Jackie, what do you like doing most about TV?
That he's right beside me for one.
Oh, come on.
He was in radio all those years, and when I first met him, I was like, what are you doing at this station? You need to be in front of people. He has the greatest face and is the best interviewer, and just love learning from him, to be
That's
honest.
great.
I love
It's
it.
great. And I've seen your show obviously work with you, and you work so well together.
Oh, thank
thank
you.
you.
Is it lovely, sort of working together, living together?
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Jim and I can't get enough of each other, to be honest with you.
It's pretty sickening. Sometimes I make myself sick.
That's okay. It's love.
But we love it.
Exactly. Now
Yeah.
you're here in the UK, just a whistle-stop tour, just for a week.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're going to many places by the sounds of things. Obviously, you're here in the south at the moment.
Yes.
Then you're going up to Birmingham, I
Birmingham
believe.
tomorrow.
Yes, UKB is giving us a little tour
That's right,
here, but I
yeah.
know we're supposed to go to Abbey Road, which is
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah,
amazing.
super
Going to the
exciting.
British Bench.
Yes.
And then we're also going to go see one of my childhood heroes, Benny Hill. We're going to visit his gravesite. And I heard you're supposed to bring some coins.
Yeah, yes,
So-
that's right. Yeah,
so I
bring
brought some coins, and I can't wait. So one of my favorites of all time, Monica.
Do you know,
So it's crazy to be
Benny
here.
Hill is like a British institution.
Ah,
You know, it's
absolutely.
an absolute British institution. So it's wonderful that you're here and you like him.
Yeah.
Did you used to watch him when you were young?
I got introduced to watching Benny Hill through
Yeah.
my grandpa.
Yeah.
We would
Yeah.
play penny poker after dinner.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, Benny Hill's
Yeah.
on. So I'd watch Benny Hill with my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, and
Yeah.
dad.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I liked it because we got to stay up late.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I got to watch the beginning of it, and I was like, I want to be one of those girls.
He was an iconic, an institution.
Oh, yeah.
He
just
really
so
was,
happy.
yeah.
I mean, from the beginning with the intro music, you're smiling out of the gate, start
Yeah,
to finish,
exactly.
with Benny Hill. So much
So
fun time.
now you're here in the UK. Any favourites so far, Jackie? What have you? Do you like the history? Have you been?
I
know you've been to a few
I
places.
love the history. I love the channel.
Yes,
That's amazing.
yes.
And I am in love with the fish and chips.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
So
huge.
You're in the right place.
delicious.
So you come to the
Right,
south,
yeah.
you've got to have fish and chips.
Oh my
But
gosh.
is it what do you think is different? You know, when you come from America to here, what's the sort of one thing that sort of strikes you both?
One thing that I noticed, your cop cars look so nice.
Yeah.
Like
They don't.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'll pull you over if you don't mind. Is it okay?
Yes. There's no guns over here.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody's just so friendly.
Yeah.
So friendly.
It does seem like more unified.
Yeah.
It feels like everybody's on the same page with everybody.
That's
It's-
right. Yeah.
That's what we see. I don't know if it's true,
Yeah.
but very welcoming,
Yeah.
very friendly.
It's funny because we're the same. You know, we like going to America to see
Yeah.
you, and you like coming over
Look
here
at
to see
that.
us,
Yeah.
which is fantastic, which is why you're here.
Let's keep doing it.
Right.
What do we
Exactly,
say?
exactly. And Jackie, I understand you do some singing.
I do sing.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
I come from a family of singers. I always say that I'm the worst singer in my family, and Jim's like, don't say that, you
Not
sing
true.
beautiful. But I grew up singing gospel music,
Wonderful.
country music, but I sing a little bit of everything. I've sang the national anthem at a lot of places back in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, she gets requested
Yeah.
a lot at like charity events, like whether it be before a charity
Yeah.
golf tournament or sometimes at the ballpark.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and she nails it. That's a tough song.
Yeah.
That's
And
a tough
is it
song.
something you'd like to do more of?
Oh, absolutely. That was always my dream, to be a singer.
She's everybody's favorite. Do you have karaoke bars
Yes,
out here?
we do. Yeah.
She
Do you
tears
do
it
that?
up.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And when you do, is there anybody that's kind of like your hero? Somebody you really
I
like?
love singing Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom.
That's her go-to.
Oh,
People
love that
request
song.
it.
Great
People will put in
song.
songs for her.
That
Yeah.
is
that
a
they want to
great
hear her do.
song.
Yeah.
And is there anybody that you would kind of aspire to be like, a female singer?
Shania Twain,
Great.
Faith Hill. I love
Yeah.
all the country
Yeah.
singers. And my all-time favorite country singer, Dolly Parton.
Oh, mine too.
love her.
We're on the same page.
Love
Gotta have a
her.
little bit of Dolly.
Yeah.
But Dolly's an amazing businesswoman.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
She owns half of Tennessee, I think.
Yes,
But
exactly.
she gives back. That's the wonderful thing about
Right.
Dolly Parton. She earns obviously a lot of money and she's become very successful at it. But she gives so much back, doesn't she? And
Yes.
she has
She
a book.
seems humble.
Yeah, and she has a book scheme, doesn't she? That she has a book scheme in
Yes.
America where she gives out books for free.
That's
So
right.
every single child under the age of 5, I think it is, will get a book. Which I mean, that's lovely.
Which is
I've
awesome.
never
Yeah.
heard anything bad about her.
Yeah, well,
my
that's
whole
the
life
thing.
ever.
So, and you know, she's a blonde like me, so
Yeah,
there you go.
can't go wrong there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Jimbo, what do you prefer? Do you prefer doing the television or do you miss your radio?
You know what? I like doing both.
Yeah.
They're very, very different.
They are indeed. Yeah.
But Jackie and I, we're getting picked up on iHeartRadio. We're going to be on Big 49.
Fantastic.
So it's like a motocross rock radio.
Oh,
so it's like
great.
really obnoxious, and I go crazy when I'm on there. You know how Ozzy becomes a madman
Yes.
when he's on stage? Behind the radio, I'm crazy because with TV you have to kind of stay in your zone, you know, and be like this and proper. But radio, Jackie will tell you, I'm like, yeah.
And
So-
I mean, when you work with Gino, it must have been incredible because I mean, he's an incredible radio
Yes.
presenter as well. Years
well,
of experience.
Before he came to our station, he was at one of the competitions,
Yeah.
and he did the 5 o'clock funnies. And our morning show that I was on, they fired everybody but me.
Really?
And they said, all right, we got a new morning show guy coming in. His name's Gino. If he likes you, you could stay in the studio. If he doesn't like you, you're going to have to go staple tickets and do promotion work.
No.
So we had this meeting, and I'm like going, oh.
Not nervous. He must have.
And I come in, I'm wearing a Minnesota Viking football jersey, and he's a 49ers fan. So right out of the gate, we were giving each other the business. But Gino, like Jackie, likes Jimbo. I love Gino. He won't even come on my show, sad to say.
Oh, no,
He's
we have
like,
to
I'm over
We have to
it.
get him over here.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
How do you know him, Monica?
Well, we knew him. I met him when I was in America. It was again my publicist. Knew him really, really well. Very good
Oh,
friend.
okay.
And I was introduced to him through
Yes.
him. And there was like a lovely group of people that all go riding in Redondo Beach. So that's how I got to know him.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
wonderful. And it's nice to see, you know, people that have been in the business for so many years all getting together.
Right.
And, you know, and just enjoying each other's company.
His
which is
beach home
great.
is pretty nice.
It's wonderful. I can imagine.
Oh,
and
man.
Jackie, for you, is it nice being here in the UK and just experiencing a little bit of UK?
Oh my God, Monica, I cannot wait to come back. My
Yeah.
friends are messaging us. Are you guys moving to the UK?
Absolutely. Come back here.
Part-time,
Stay with
you
us. 6 months of the year over there. and
There
6
you
months of
go.
the year over
I'll do
here.
it.
I
I'll do it.
love it.
Let's see if we can work it out.
And your show. Now, your show is Jimbo and Jackie Show.
Yep,
As
Rockefeller's
you said,
TV.
Rockefeller's TV. Now, you've been working with Alex Garcia for
Yes.
how many years have you been working with Alex?
Wow, has it been like 2 years?
2 years.
About
going
2
on
years
2
right
years.
now. Yeah, but I've known him previously from my radio
Yeah.
days because he hired me to MC one of his music events.
And that's how you got to...
And bellied up to the bar, and he just lined up a whole bunch
Yeah.
of drinks.
I
And,
was like, I like this
So
guy.
I like this man.
yeah. But Alex is awesome. He was one of the few people that was there for me when my radio career came to a quick
Yeah.
halt.
I think it's really important, isn't it, that people in this industry, that you become a family.
Yes.
You know, you do become a family because there's so many people that pass through this industry. So when you meet somebody that you really, you know, kind of click with and become really friends with, you kind of do tend to stay, you know, for the rest of your life almost, all the time you're doing it in your career.
Yeah, when something like that happens, you really realize who your true friends are. I mean, people would burn up Jim's phone when he was on the radio, and then
free tickets.
Yeah, and then when he got fired and let go, silence.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's thing. But lovely to see you back here.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're the best, Monica. We love you.
Love you too. Thank you so much, guys. Well, after that, we're going to take a quick break, but come back and join me again in just a minute.
And we're staying at the Grand Hotel. I did a gig there 10 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Last time I came here, right, I went up to get ice cream, right?
Yeah.
And the woman serving me, she said, do you want hundreds of thousands? I said, no, just the one. You must be nearly here.
Yeah. Have you been to Brighton before?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Brighton.
Welcome back to Late Night with Monica Price, and my last guests of the evening are Charlie Mullins, OBE, and RaRa, singer-songwriter. Wonderful to have you both on the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Really lovely to. Welcome to Brighton in Sussex.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much. So, Charlie, obviously we know you from Pimlico Plumbers, former founder of Pimlico Plumbers. You are a columnist now in the Daily Star, and you're an entrepreneur. I think, you know, you've done so many things, but now you're advising RaRa, who is, RaRa, you've been singing for many years, haven't you?
Yeah.
And what's it like so far? You know, what have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Oh, so I've just recorded an album in Nashville.
Fantastic.
So it's currently at mastering stage, and all the stages it needs to be on radio play. So
which is many, as you
it's a big job, big process, but there should be an album coming out next year if it all goes to plan. So
and
that's what I've been working on.
It must be nice, Charlie, for you, because, you know, recently engaged, so congratulations on your engagement. And so wonderful for, flash the ring. So lovely for you to, you know, to be doing something completely different, Charlie, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've moved away from the plumbing now, and now with an amazing lady, amazing voice, and undoubtedly, you know, she's going to make it to the top there.
Yeah.
We've just come back from Nashville doing the album, and it's just amazing, isn't it, how it's gone.
Yeah.
And all this has happened really since we met up probably about 18 months ago.
Yeah, 2020.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, life has changed.
And I mean, Nashville is, I mean, it's known for its music. It's a great place for you to have gone, especially to record your album.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
you know,
that's one Ferndy about, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And also you've got so many singer-songwriters in there who really, you know, genuinely want to nurture you and kind of push you forward, so to speak. You know,
when you become part of like their creative energy and their atmosphere and environment. So
that's right.
It all just, you know, I wrote so many songs in Nashville because it just kind of came out me.
Yeah, that's great though.
And I loved it. It like opened a whole new door for me. So.
And has it been for you, Charlie? Has it been really lovely just to see her, you know, slowly progressing?
I mean, look, RaRa's progress. She was sort of been singing in Dubai, singing in Marbella for quite a few years, and then, you know, we met up and with my business brain and giving RaRa some advice and that, and
started with a business card.
Did you go, here's my card?
and to be honest, we was I think we was friends probably for about 9 months. Yeah. And then she gave in. As you can understand.
Well, you know.
But you know, it's been great, and you know, and I think this is the start of something big. You know, she's an amazing lady, and she's got an amazing. And the fact that she writes her own material.
Yeah, that's really important.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, for you, RaRa, is it great that you're writing your own material?
I love it.
Yeah.
I actually, although I love singing and performing, I did it for many years, and I still do. I'm just waiting, you know, now just to get back out there on stage. But songwriting now is something that, you know, I've really got into, and like I said, it opened a whole new different door.
When did you start writing your music? Did you start writing quite young? Is it something you've always sort of done?
I kind of like went in and out of it. I'll be honest, like my career started in singing and performing.
Yeah.
And I did everything I could to get out there, like in live bands, perform at jam nights, and anything that I could do to sing, like whatever competition it was, I was there. So that's how it all started. Then like I kind of like was writing bits and bobs like throughout my years, but then it was probably about in the last 10 years that, you know, I was, you know, writing from experience, because I was traveling a lot, meeting different cultures and meeting lots of people, and that was my inspiration. So, and then I really got into it in the last few years, and now it's just, you know, it's like a big thing for me now.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
and for you, Charlie, what's it been like? Has there been any surprises along the way for you?
Oh yeah, many. I mean, you know, in this music business, there's so many people that make promises to you and can open doors, and what they can do for you and what they can't. And we've probably had sort of 18 months of that, of getting rid of all the pests, and now she's dealing with real people.
Yeah,
and
it's true though. Yeah, the music industry is a very tough industry.
She's, you know, we've gone through a couple of temporary managers, and you know, I think now RaRa's very close to signing up with someone very, very famous in the music industry.
Wonderful.
And this person has taken other stars to the top, and I think it's going to happen for RaRa for sure. You know.
And for you, RaRa, is it something that you've always dreamed of? Are you living your dream?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, like since I was a baby.
Yeah.
I was 4, I think, when I started dancing around the garden to Gina G. Ooh, just a little bit, ooh, a little bit more. Do you remember that song?
So where would you most like to play? If you could go anywhere.
Wembley.
Of course.
Oh my God, yeah. Wembley. But then we went to a stadium in Nashville as well. I'd love to perform in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
We actually went to see Rod Stewart in Nashville. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Did he happen to just be there whilst you were there?
Yeah, just coincidentally. And tell them how many pictures I have taken.
About 1,000.
I was going to say, did they think,
He signed someone's arm as well.
I think he was living off me out there.
I was going to say, yeah, who made the most money on that one, Charlie?
But it's all been so exciting, and I just think I think success is around the corner. I really do.
Yeah. It's important. You've just got to keep working hard, isn't it? Because the music industry is a hard industry.
Keep focused,
Keep focused, as you say. You've got the new management team, which is sounds like it's going to be amazing for you, which is going to be really, really good. And then what will you do? Will you release the album, do a tour? Is that the plan?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, this is.
I'm
the singer-songwriter, so whoever looks after me just needs to, you know, do their thing. I do my thing, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, I'll have my people do that sort of thing. Yeah. But it's good though, because they will take care of you, and you will, you know, as you say, get to be where you want to be.
Yeah.
And is there anybody you'd like to collaborate with?
Oh God.
Is there anybody?
I love Dolly Parton. I'm not a country musician, but I am obsessed with Dolly Parton. I like everything about her, like her whole, like, you know, her business drive.
Exactly.
Obviously, she's written like over 3,000 songs in her life, maybe more than that. But she's the type of person who you could probably sit and probably get a life plan of inspiration from. So
it's funny, she's come up on my show today from another guest. So
really?
She's one of those things, and as you know, as a woman, she's a female businesswoman. She's incredible.
Yeah.
She does so many things for so many people that people don't really realise she does. But her music is her passion. Yeah. And her lyrics are really, really good. So it's you know, it's definitely someone that you
and she's very charitable, as you probably know.
She
you know,
is,
she looks after so many people in Nashville, and
and
I think that's great. And maybe one day you will sing with her. Why not?
I quite like Tom Jones as well.
Oh,
Tom Jones.
Tom
Jones as well.
Do you know what? He's their neighbour. He lives above us. No, honestly.
Charlie, knock on that door.
Well, no, he doesn't. We talk to him over the balcony, but he's up there, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not unusual.
I love it. Well, listen, guys, it's been great. Oh, did you hear that part?
A little plug there.
To end on the interview. Guys, it's been so lovely. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me tonight. Lovely. And good luck with everything.
Charlie.
Good luck with everything, and congratulations. You know, let's have a look at this ring before we finish. Oh, Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thank you. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Come back and join me again very soon.
Leave all the rocks at the bottom, you know that the world is waiting for you. Find your words are all around for you. The stars have written down wherever you walk and whatever you touch, it will turn it into gold. And leave a little glitter, leave a little glitter wherever you go. You're the spark when it's dark, you keep on glowing.